And tonight, the fight to save women's sports continues. Now, yesterday, Riley Gaines and other activists, they were accosted and allegedly spat on by trans activists following a ceremonial signing for a bill protecting women's sports in the state of Texas. Here's a small sample of the harassment they were facing. Take a look. Also, Riley Gaines recently appeared on Bill Maher's Club Random, where she was asked some, well, I guess, interesting questions about her experience in a shared locker room with Leah Thomas. Take a look.
Beat you in the locker room with her big.
There we go. In that case.
How big is her?
Well,
You've seen her, right?
We all did.
Well, how big is it? I mean, what kind of a is it? Describe her.
Let's see.
Well, I don't want to see it. I just wanted to hear it described.
Well, if I had to see it, you have to hear it. First of all, this is a 6'4" man.
All right, continuing her fight to protect women's sports, Riley is now launching the Riley Gaines Center at the Leadership Institute, where she will serve as director. She's also the host of the Outkick podcast, Gaines for Girls. Riley Gaines joins us now. I do have some good news. I will not be following up on Bill Maher's line of questioning. Although, to be honest, I mean, the part that I didn't know is that you were all naked in the same locker room. I didn't know that part. I don't know how I missed it, but I didn't know. That had to be uncomfortable.
What did you think happens in a locker room? Especially in the sport of...
Sorry, I didn't know.
Especially in the sport of swimming, where you're undressing from your clothes to your suit, and then from your suit into your racing suit, and then back from your racing suit into your other suit. And then, I mean, you're undressing in that locker room. Leah's teammates did it 18 times per week. They undressed in front of him. So, I mean, that's sexual harassment at its best.
Well, you know what? That really is a great point, by the way. That really is. And on so many different levels. And, you know what? I think America needs to hear that. By the way, and I thought you handled Bill Maher's tough and he's funny. And, you know, I get his line of questioning, but it's revealing in the sense that's really not fair. And this whole issue, this was the Save Women's Sports Act that you were there for the signing of. And that's what this really comes down to here. Because if you're going to allow mediocre biological men to compete against women, the physical differences are deep and profound, and it's not fair. They want to create a separate trans category. Have at it. But leave women's sports alone. Good for you.
Absolutely. The women's sporting category is not a failed retirement plan for male athletes. That's not what it is. We, as women, of course, we are different than men. It's not to say we're inferior, but we're different. We have different physical ceilings, and we're unique in our own ways. Therefore, of course, men should not be competing against women or changing in our locker rooms under any circumstance.
I love your podcast title, Gaines for Girls. And you also said with Bill Maher that, hey, you know what? I'm not going to use the pronouns. You said male. This is a man in the locker room. This is you refuse to go along and play the pronoun game. What's the reaction that you get to holding that position?
At first, it took me a while to get to this point, right? I felt like I had to be respectful. I felt like I had to be kind. But that's what they want you to think. They want you to think it's kind to use the pronouns and to adhere to these lies. But that's not kind. That's the exact opposite of kind. To lie, to affirm any delusion, that's not compassionate. That's not kind. That's not inclusive or tolerant or accepting. That's lying. And lying is not beneficial for anyone. And so it took me a while to come to terms with how I honestly felt and to speak the truth. And that truth is that Leah Thomas is a male. Anyone who has gone through male puberty, has Y chromosomes, born as a male is a male, regardless of how they identify.
Tell me about the Riley Gaines Center at the Leadership Institute, which you're now starting. Listen, your voice has been very powerful in this entire debate. Caitlyn Jenner's been on this program, agrees completely with you. Well, what were the testosterone levels at puberty? Because that's when it matters, not at the age of 21 or 20 or 23 or whatever the age happens to be, and seemed to be in full agreement when I interviewed her. The question I asked, tell me about the institute you're starting or the Riley Gaines Center.
The Riley Gaines Center is something that I wish I had when I began to speak up and when I faced the humiliation of the locker room and giving up our trophies for a photo op. The mission is to empower and train and provide resources to students, athletes, parents, coaches, medical professionals, other allies who want to help in the fight to defend women, defend freedom of speech, actually, too, and women's sports, of course. And so it will be a training program. We'll be doing school board training, putting conservative speakers on college campuses, which I think is really important to engage younger people and mobilize them.
Well, you were being spit at yesterday. Did you get spit on, or were they just trying?
No, there were people spitting on, the protesters spitting on us. There were police reports filed. There were arrests that were made. You can see in these videos that they're dumping water on the legislators. I mean, it's crazy, but it's actually encouraging, really, because it shows you they have to resort to violence. They have to resort to name-calling and these petty attacks to dissuade from our argument, because they don't have truth. They don't have common sense. They don't have logic or reasoning on their side. They have name-calling. And you don't waste ammunition on targets that you don't want to hit. We're right over the target on this.
Riley, you got a lot of courage. I give you a lot of credit for what you're doing, and we're going to be following this very closely. Thanks for being with us again. Thank you. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.